Oral questions. The Leader of the Official Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to state clearly and to reassure students, parents, teachers, and members of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community that their official opposition and the New Brunswick Liberal Party stands with them. Je suis ici pour rassurer les étudiants, les enseignants, les membres du communauté 2S LGBTQ+, et les parents que l'opposition officielle et le Parti libéral de Nouveau-Brunswick est ici pour eux autres. We will not stop in the fight to protect your rights. On n'arrête pas de te battre pour vos droits. Does the Premier understand the harm that his government's decisions have caused this community?
Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I agree completely with protecting the rights of parents, of our teachers, and of our students, and of our most vulnerable students, and that extends in particular in this case to our LGBTQ+ community, and as well as other marginalized groups of students that we have in our system. These rights are fundamental in our society. It's fundamental in our society to realize that the children do not belong to the state. They're the parents' children. Okay? They come from, the parents entrust the education system to educate their children. We need to engage with our parents who are loving and kind and caring for the majority and ensure that we're doing what's right by them and their children. Thank you.
Accepted opposition official.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The minister referenced earlier this week that he consulted with constitutional experts in making these changes to Policy 713. And on the radio this morning, I heard him say, well, it'll be up to the courts to decide what rights we have to respect. So it sounds to me like the minister is prepared for a court challenge. I'd like to understand under what specific grounds does he feel able to override the rights of the child?
Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Leader of the Opposition for the question. It's not a simple question, and we did consult with the constitutional experts that we have in the Department of the Attorney General to get their opinions. There's not much case law when it comes around to that. There is case law, however, when it comes to the obligation of a teacher and concerning the position of public trust, and how far that extends to. And that extends beyond the hours of school. The Supreme Court has ruled that that's a 24/7 obligation on the part of a teacher, this position of public trust. It's extremely important. So the question is very fundamental. What protections do we afford teachers? What are the rights of parents? How do we support the rights of parents? And in doing so, how do we support the rights of the children that we serve in our public school system? So it is not a simple answer, and I said that if there's going to be a court challenge, perhaps that can be clarified. The position of public trust that the teachers hold has already been clarified.
Thank you, Minister. Accepted opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With all of the inconsistencies and with this incoherence, one thing is clear. The changes made have weakened Policy 713 and the protections that it was created to provide. Considering the feedback that we've received from teachers who have told us that you are putting them in an extremely challenging position as you talk about public trust, parents' rights, children's rights, which are primordial. Considering the feedback from the Women's Council, from Pride in Education, from the Human Rights Commission, and parents on these changes, until such a time that the minister can deliver on his stated intent of strengthening and clarifying this policy, will the member opposite commit today to reverting back to the original Policy 713 from August 2020?
Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker, and to the Leader of the Official Opposition. I'm not sure if she saw the news conference yesterday or she read the news release, but the policy comes into effect on July 1st. The current policy still exists in its form, and the new policy will come into effect on July the 1st. Based on the statement from the New Brunswick Teachers Association yesterday and my subsequent conversation with them, yes, I need to commit fully to resource our schools because it's important. We need to look at the guidance counselor allotment. We need to look and ensure that every school has access to a guidance counselor on the Anglophone side and a school social worker on the Francophone side. The resourcing is extremely important. I don't think I've been unclear at any point in time, but these are real issues and real concerns, and I support those, and I told them such.
Thank you, Minister.